How should we be handling the conflict in the Middle East?
Okay, can we pause this?
How often do you hear about the presidential race?
I hear about it every day.
A lot, since I took a class that we had to write a paper about presidents. A lot, everywhere.
What do you think is the biggest issue the U.S. faces today?
Politics.
Probably the threat of terrorism.
Fools pretending that they're all that and trying to rule the world when really you should just focus on the small things.
The biggest issue the U.S. faces today, I think, for the most part, is the economy.
I don't know, I want to say something about the immigrants leaving or something. I don't know.
I think one of the biggest issues today is that our country doesn't really agree on any issues at all. So everybody is divided, and I think it's caused a lot of separation among our citizens.
What is your main source of political knowledge?
Well, I read the newspaper a lot. A lot of people don't read the newspaper. I like watching BBC News, which is English news, and they always have a little different stance on things.
The TV, probably.
Online, going on like CNN or BBC.
What is your stance on immigration?
I think it's part of the American dream, meaning that we should encourage immigration whenever we can.
Well, I'm an immigrant, but I think we have to look at our country and the number of people that we have here. I think immigration has to be curbed back. We've got too many people that can't sustain their own jobs here that are born in America. Again, even though I'm an immigrant, I think it's time to look at least curbing back the percentages of people that come here.
If people want to move into a different country because their own is not what's providing them what they need, then I think it's okay.
Is the system we have in place for taxing sufficient, or should we have revisions?
I definitely think there should be revisions because I don't like the 99 versus the 1%. And I think that we should stop the loopholes for the wealthy. And I think it should be, I wouldn't mind a flat tax.
I think it's sufficient, but I feel like it probably could be better. I don't have a solution for that, but it seems like there are flaws.
Do you think we should raise the minimum wage?
No.
No.
Yes, for the most part. Just because people need money to support themselves and their families.
Should the government be providing universal health care?
No, I feel like that people, if they are able to provide for themselves and if they're productive citizens, then they should be able to provide it for themselves.
It should be offered, but not really forced upon people.
Why is separation of power better than concentration of power?
Separation of power means that more people have a say in the majority of people who are going to be ruled under the government. And I think if one person has the power, that's putting a lot into one person's hands, and it might affect a lot of people.
Because we are the people, we should all be involved.
You have to have balances, otherwise you just have dictatorships. So you have to have the checks and balances.
Well, I think when you separate the power, you have a check and balance system. And we don't want power, like in the country I'm from, all in the hands of one person, like a dictator. So when we separate them out through our 3 branches, it sure helps out with making sure that nothing gets too one-sided. We got Donald Trump in there. He's just gonna, he's the only guy. He's gonna have all the Trump laws. We gotta have somebody to counter his Trump.
Can you tell me what deficit spending is?
When you spend beyond your means.
What is the purpose of government?
To maintain control.
I guess to keep everyone in line, to make sure that there are some guidelines and regulations so people don't do crazy stuff.
How should we be handling the conflict in the Middle East?
I don't even know.
It doesn't particularly concern the U.S. itself.
I think that's a tricky question. I think that would take a lot of research on my part to give you a good answer.
Can you name our form of government?
Our form of government? A republic. It's some sort of democracy. It's not like straight democracy. I think it's a republic.
Like a democracy?
Should we be fighting to end women's suffrage?
It should have already been ended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
No.
No. To end women's suffrage?
Yeah.
that would mean ending women's rights to do things. That sounds bad to fight.
We destroy Ivory. We destroy